Please note, for maximum picture quality, it may be necessary to adjust the tracking control on your VCR.
What is up, YouTube? Retro here, and it is finally here. The Jimbles Gaming Show is finally here, and in time for the New Year's as well. So this is a little bit of a New Year's present, a little late Christmas gift. And today we're going to be reviewing Crazy Taxi for the Sega Dreamcast. Now I want to go over a little bit about the Jimbles Gaming Show in general, and that it's going to be a little bit different. And that for the first few episodes, probably the first, I don't know, probably 7, I'm going to be going off of YouTube footage instead of my own footage. I haven't been able to find any capture cards that are within my budget, and I'll probably have to resort to VHS tapes, which kind of sucks, but it works. I mean, it's going to be a significant drop in quality, but that's all I can work with until I get like something like an Elgato or something. But anyways, Crazy Taxi is a great game for the Sega Dreamcast, and I highly recommend it for anyone who has a Dreamcast. But it isn't a perfect game. There are some things that I don't like about it, and I will go over with you with that and everything during the gameplay and stuff, and at the end of the video. So let's go check out some footage. So the premise of Crazy Taxi is pretty simple. What you have to do is that you have to drive customers to their destinations while trying to avoid other cars along the way. And this taxi, like I said, has to be the strongest car ever built, because this thing can take a beating without flipping over, 1, and 2, not even get a single dent in the car. It's insane. As you can see here, it's pretty easy. Here's the menu right here. This footage only has the arcade mode. So, yeah, working for 10 minutes, you can work for 3, 5, or you can go by arcade rules and the countdown and stuff. Here's the driver selection. You got 4 characters to select. I always pick Axel, that guy. Crazy Taxi was released in the arcades in 1999, and it was ported over to the Dreamcast in 2000. And as you can see here, this is avoiding all the cars, which is pretty hard once you get into the game, because they always get in your way. There's like no way to really avoid all the cars, and especially you can see that by this footage here. Now there's another mode in the Dreamcast version, which is called Original, which is a kind of course that's designed specifically for the Dreamcast, and that's where one of my problems come in, and that arrow up there, which helps you navigate through everything to get to the customer's destination, it's not exactly accurate. And one of the annoyances of this game is that you'll be picking somebody up, and you'll have to turn straight around to, you know, get to that destination. Like you see here, where it like turns around the arrow, which sucks because turning around in this game is a pain. Because when you're like stopped and then you try to turn around, it's so difficult to like turn it around because it stays stationary, like you see there. It kind of stays stationary until you start going straight, so you kind of have to go. You have to go ahead of time. Here's the results. You can see what you earn. There's a money that you get, and you get a class, which is S, which is the best, A, B, C, D, F, and all that. And you can register to your VMU card and everything. And so, yeah, that's about it for Crazy Taxi. I'll be the first to admit that I am terrible at explaining things, and you can definitely see it in the footage there. But I want to go over that stuff again so you kind of get the gist of it. The problem with turning is that whenever you're trying to turn, your car stays in one place. And when it kind of drifts, like that, kind of does like a burnout type of thing when you're trying to turn around. And only when you go straight will you actually be able to turn like a normal car. But you stay stationary when you're just stopped. You got a customer. You just got a customer, and you're trying to turn around. Especially when the arrow to where their destination is pointed backwards, which is always annoying, and you have to turn it around. If you go straight, you'll be able to turn it around easily. But if you're going to be staying in the exact same spot, it's not going to go forward. It's going to just stay like that, and it's going to like drift that way, which sucks because that means that you won't get there in time. Like, you'll get there in time, but it will be a less, amount of time. So, yeah, that aspect of it sucks. And the arrow itself, speaking of the arrow, is terrible. Like, it usually points you to dead ends, especially on the original map. Not so much on the arcade map, but the original map, the arrow might point you to a dead end, or like in the arcade version, there's this intersection where it has like a U-turn, a U-shape road, and it always points you down there, even though you're supposed to go like the top right, and that sucks because that means that you're going to lose more time, and you want to get there as fast as possible so that you can get the bonus fare, so that you can get more money and stuff. So, those are the only two complaints I really have about this game. But other than that, this is a great game to pick up. Please buy it. I mean, if you have a Dreamcast right now, there is no reason why you shouldn't have this game already. But I got mine for $10. It's easy to find. You can find them on Amazon for $4 or $5. And some of them go up to 20, which that must mean it's like in the box and it has like all the stuff that comes with it. But overall, great game to have. Just a little bit annoying parts in there, but that's all there is to it. So thank you all for watching. I hope that this series will, help my channel expand to more audiences and be able to clump into one big audience, and I'll be able to interact with more people on this channel. That's what I'm really trying to do. I'm trying to reach out to people to, let them get entertained, I know there's a lot of channels on here that does stuff like this, but I would just like it if I could entertain people who are, probably new to some of these systems like the Atari 2600, the Dreamcast, all those consoles. So, thank you all for watching. Stay Flamin' Bros. Have a good time. Happy New Year's. Bye.